Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our show for tonight, which is entitled Life Hacks by Coach Rai. So that's me, and welcome, no? And for tonight, for our show for tonight, and it's our very first episode to do this. So if ever you're watching there, thank you very much for your presence, no? And I hope na okay ang lahat, no? Safe and ready to learn something new by this show. The objective of this show, this life hacks, is to impart to you and share with you for free. Now, the best, sabi nga nila, the best things in life are free. Is that for you to have some simple techniques that you could use in order to be more significantly better in your life, in doing things, no? For your life. So welcome once again. This is Coach Rai. So me as a practitioner, no, I'm a learning coach and mentor. So for the past 2 decades, I've been in the area of developing people. And so training, learning and development, organizational development. So I've worked from various companies locally and internationally abroad, no, for from multinational companies, mostly within the Asian countries, no. Ayan. So that's what I'll be sharing with you, the things that I've learned for myself, and then bahala na kayong i-apply, no, based on the example that I will give you. You will apply on your life, on your own personal life. And I hope that you will learn something about the life hacks. No, so would like also to thank pala Sir Lex, especially the Ask Lex Philippines PH Academy for this episode. It's brought to you also by Maharlika Coffee PH, IXL CIE. That's for review center for those who will take industrial engineering. And of course, powered by ASLEX PH Academy. All right, so welcome once again. Are you excited to learn something new tonight? And the title of this show, or our topic for tonight, for this season 1, episode 1, Life Hacks by Coach Rai, is none other than managing your time wisely. So time, no, time is very important. It's a finite resource, no. And I have a question for you, no, for all those who are viewing our show for tonight. If you are to choose, no, what is more important to you? Is it money or time? So sa palagay nyo, anong mas importante, pera ba o oras? So I'll be giving you about 2 to 3 minutes to reflect on it, and you could share your answers in the chat and put it there. What would be your answer, given that you're given two choices? One is, what is more important to you? Is it money or time? Hi, Ed. Oh, yes. Ayan. So, thank you for your answer, Ed. Time, no? Time. O, ilagay nyo na rin dyan yung reason. Why do you think, why do you choose time is important to you than money? O, si Russell Panganiban, thank you for that time din, ba? Very good. So, may dalawa na tayong time. And put the reason din, no? Why do you choose time rather than money? Ayan. So, Other comments? You still have 1 minute. 1 minute to go. I hope that our episode for tonight will bring some insight and value to you about managing your time wisely. Okay, so time, cause you gain money if you have time for it. Tama, no? From a Facebook user. So time pa rin, no? Ayaw nyo ng pera, no? Mas mahalaga talaga ang oras eh, no? Time, alright. So si Charlie. Alright, so one more and then siguro we'll proceed to giving you an insight about what is more valuable, time or money. To give you a solid no, insight. Okay, going once, going twice. All right, so we proceed now. So yung mga sagot, just feel free to use the comment box there and share your answers why it is money or time is more important to you. Of course, no, maraming sumagot. Time, no? Just a simple analogy, no? Most people look at their bank accounts with great attention no? And assess how much money they have. But they spend, invest, and give away. No? In fact, time is much more valuable than money. So tama kayo dyan, mga ka-life hacks. No? For all those who's watching here, so majority of your answers is time. So tama kayo dyan. Time is more important than money because you can use your time to make money. So tama yung may sumagot kanina, Facebook user. But you can't use your money to purchase more time. Di ba? You cannot buy time. No? Time is constant. No? Whether you like it or not, umaandar yan. And you can't turn back time kahit na gaano ka pa kayaman. Or kahit gaano ka pa kadami yung pera mo, you can't turn back time. But you can spend your time to earn more money. And as they say, time is the great equalizer, no? Kasi lahat tayo pantay-pantay, no? We are given in a day 24 hours, no? In a week's time, it's about 50, about ano, no? How many hours? So 24 times 7. That's how time given in a week. So then in a month's time, and in a year's time, no, 525,600 minutes. So, alam kung if you remember that song, no? 525,600 minutes. No, that's how we measure our year. So, year in, year out, we're giving that much time. 365 days or 525,600 minutes. And once we spend it, we cannot anymore we cannot turn it back, even though we're the billionaire, trillionaire. It's already gone. So that's why the most important thing that I want to share with you is before we think of time, we should think first of ourselves. Kasi yung time, finite na yan, nandyan na yan eh, no? Standard, automatic, umaandar. Each and every one of us is given a certain amount of time. No? So it's a constant thing. But what we need to reflect in managing our time wisely is using this tool, which is formulated by none other than one of our famous speakers, inspirational trainers of this time. If you know Simon Sinek, No, he has this book or his obsession, no, to start with a why, with a big why. He has this book, Start with a Why, and how to use, no, the why. And he formulated this thing which is called the golden circle. So ano ba tong golden circle na to? It acts as a parang framework on how do we use our time. So let's explore first from the inside. No? Kailangan manggaling from inside out. Why? No? Let's see to it first what is our purpose, our motivation, what do we believe. No, before we go over the details of managing our schedules, our time. And then from the why, that's where the how would come. No, yung process on how to achieve that purpose. And then from the how, that's where we will see the result or what do we want, you know, as a result of our why or the proof. Ayan, so I'll give you a concrete example. So as for me, no, I had this ebook, no, published in Amazon way back 2017. It's called The Power of Teams because uh, a decade, no, almost a decade from now, I've conducted various team development programs, and I concise all of those learnings that I have to this ebook. And the framework is called Seven Keys, no, towards unlocking the power of teams. Start with trust. Ayan, team. E is enabling, coaching. A is accountability. M is managing the team stages. S is understanding the strengths, weaknesses of each and every member of the team, as well as yung plus plus, no, that includes the leadership as well as the culture of the organization. Ayan, so my big why did I publish that ebook is that because I want to share to the world my insight in terms of developing teams, no, my own interpretation on how to develop teams. And I came up with the teams plus plus framework, yung sinabi ko nga kanina. So that's my big why. And then from there, the how, no, the how I enrolled, no, at a book launching, no, seminar, writing seminar, and in that seminar, which I spent about roughly ano, no, 5 digits na 50 to 60K in order for me to be taught, no, on how to self-publish my book from writing, marketing, being an author, publisher, as well as an editor. So APE. I've learned that through this seminar that I've attended way back 2016 pa when I came back from working abroad. Ayan, and I've also have a good friend who was author of 10 books, Nelson D. I've managed to get him, no, as the one doing the forward for my ebook. Ayan, and as a result, no, what is the successful ebook launching that was held September 2017. So it's about roughly 3 years ago. And it was held in the Meralco Theater with around 150 to 200 people. No? And it was a successful ebook launching, as well as I had a successful radio guesting because Shannon has also a radio show in which she lets the authors, graduates of her program, to as a part of marketing the book. Ayan. So how about you? No? What is your golden circle? So the first thing that we should do in order to manage our time wisely is to dwell on this framework, the why, the how, and the what. And that includes, ayan, first is, of course, we begin by defining your goals and priorities. Ano bang goal mo? What's your priority in life? What's your purpose? Your passion? Because when you combine that, that concludes your performance, no? If you're very clear about your purpose, what you want to do, and what you want to do, the passion, no, if you combine that, that proceeds to high performance. So how do we define our goals and priorities? Aside from the tool that I've shared with you, which is the golden circle, I would also like to share with you what they call vision boarding. So how does this vision boarding work? Ayan. So a good example of this, the one I use is the an app. No, it's downloadable in Google Play. I don't know lang if it's available in iOS. No one's. It's an app wherein you could have a prayer. At the same time, you could have the you could see yung seven dreams. Yung seven dreams dyan, you could write your goal, no? The goals that you want long term. And then from there, you could also put a picture, no? Put a picture para you could definitely see what you want to achieve 5 to 7 years from now. So I remember wala pa nito, no? Yung old school style before of writing your goals and then also cutting out sa magazine kung ano yung gusto mong maging, no? So parang paper siya. Paper and cut out drawing sa magazine and then you write there, no? I remember 10 years ago when I was still starting, no, as that was way back 2001. My first job at Nissan Motors, no, as a I started as a from the ranks, no, as a clerk. And from there, I after graduation, I had the chance to work with Nissan. And then 2001, I put in my vision board the that I want to be a manager. No, 10 years after 10 years. So from a clerk being a manager, no, and I rose by the ranks there in working in Nissan until 2006. No, 2001 to 2006, I just reached a supervisory level, which is a training specialist, where I train people the Nissan sales and service way. Ayan, I help it implement here locally kasi it's a global initiative by Nissan Japan. So I went to all our 30 dealers nationwide from as far as in Luzon is yung in the north is yung Isabela, no? Nissan Isabela down to the south, the farthest is in Davao, Nissan Davao. Ayan, so yun lang, nagulat lang ako, no? After 10 years, so from 2006, I was working with, to 2011, I was working with Meralco Development Center as a program officer, still hindi pa rin manager. But lo and behold, no, when to, 2011 came, I was given an opportunity to work in a bank, having that particular title, training and organizational development manager for RCBC. No, during that time, so I was given a chance to work there. And lo and behold, no, when I was looking at the yung mga notes ko before yun, nakita ko nga yung vision boarding. Oh, isa pala to sa mga nasulat ko before way back 2001. After 10 years nga, nakatotoo. So there's really power, no, if you write down things and you just do your thing, no? Do the best that you can, and you will just ano, be proud na oh, na-achieve ko na pala to. And the vision boarding, no? That's what vision boarding does. It really crystallizes what you want, what priorities do you want in your life, and it will help you, no, achieve that. The next tool that we could use is that they call the Eisenhower decision matrix. Ayan, so we could categorize activities that we have or that into the first quadrant, which are important and urgent. So the do part, these are the things that we need to do it now, or emergency. Like for example, there's a deadline for a certain project that to be submitted to top management tomorrow. So that is one of the urgent things that we put there here in the do. And that not urgent but important, we decide, no, we schedule a time to do it. Like for example, if we want to develop our public speaking skills, so we allot time. No, we know it's not urgent, it's not needed now, but it's important in the long run. So we allot maybe at least, for me, what I do is twice a month. No, every second and fourth Wednesdays, I see to it that I attend a Toastmasters training to improve my leadership and public speaking skills. No, I allot at least 2 to 3 hours, no, for that, in every meeting. So roughly around 6 hours in a month to schedule a time off to practice my public speaking and leadership skills in the Toastmasters. And then the next thing, the not important, is the delegate part. No, if you think someone can do this for you, and it will save you time, energy, so why won't you delegate it? No, so and a good example of this, if you are a successful entrepreneur, no, you hire virtual assistants. No, so why spend your time? Halimbawa, your core business is to market, no? Your or core activity is to market your product. So spend more time there rather than spending time in the admin part, like answering emails, checking emails, diba? So we need to delegate those things for a virtual assistant. So rather than wasting your time doing it all, you delegate it to someone. So for example, your core business is writing a book. So focus on writing your book and then delegate someone who could edit, who could publish the material that you are doing. But you focus on just writing the book. Delete, so eliminate the activities that is unproductive. Like for example, playing Mobile Legends. So if you spend too much time playing Mobile Legends, so you better cut off the number of hours that you spend there if it's you find it unproductive. Or another example is watching too much Netflix, no, too much movie in Netflix. No, you have a movie marathon or a series marathon, which affects your work. So delete, eliminate it. Or you spend time um, smoking or drinking too much. No, so put that on the delete and eliminate, because in the long run it will affect your health. So that's also a good tool that we could use, the Eisenhower decision matrix. Next, so first step one is to set your goals and priorities through the vision board, as well as the golden circle, the why, how, and what, as well as the Eisenhower matrix. No. Second is tools, no, that we could use to manage ourselves. which is as simple as Google Calendar. Uh, I know that most of you have a Gmail account. So under those apps, there's the Google Calendar. No, it's free. It's very efficient. So all you have to do is just to find time to schedule. No, so just like me, look at my schedule. I wake up as early as 4 a.m. No, to go to my project work as of now in a BPO company. Not training those participants in terms of their leadership as well as their soft skills. No? So as you could see there, I divided the time for the lunch break, the snacks, and traveling from going home, no, going to work, as well as the show for tonight, no, which is preparation. So as early as an hour, I'm preparing for this show as well as now is the show proper. After this, I'll eat my dinner and go to sleep. So that's my hectic schedule. And besides that, checking off emails and checking off the balances now of our spa. I also manage a spa, but my wife's the one doing it full time. But I also look at it on a macro perspective. So another tool that could help you is the Evernote. No? It's also a good tool, especially if you're writing a book or planning to write notes, no, on something or not on a certain project. It helps you keep up your notes, no, to be organized. That's another tool that could help us manage ourselves. And last but not the least is step three. So step two is more of really managing the time that we have, actually ourselves. We just plot the activities, but sometimes, no, going back to step two, anything goes. No, even though we have the tools, we plotted the calendar. So sometimes we there are deviations. No, we cannot control no the things that are happening. But siguro out of the things that we plot here, siguro about 80%, no, most probably yan yung routine, yung ginagawa natin day in, day out sa work. But the least 20%, yun yung mga leeways that sometimes we cannot take control or hold off yung mga nangyayari. So, my advice there is just be flexible, no? Enough. Hindi naman yung once nilagay natin dyan na cast in stone na yung schedule na yan. So, it varies. And the beauty of this using the Google Calendar is you could just make the edits, no, and find time to make the edits on your time. And because there are really some uncontrollable factors that comes in, no? Or like for example, may siningit si boss na kailangan gawin, no? Or may emergency meeting. So those are the things that we need to adjust and manage ourselves with. So yan, step three, it's really important. Once we follow the schedule, siguro in a week or kahit na in a day, we find time to reward ourselves. Yeah. So we find time to reward ourselves. Why? Because it really motivates us. No, if we accomplish, like for example, dun sa calendar, in a day's time na accomplish mo yung buong schedule mo, siguro you could treat yourself like chocolate. So ako yun, no, by having a dessert of my choice. like buying a Kit Kat, and just to reward myself na I follow the schedule all throughout the day. So kasi that triggers motivating factor for me, no? And most people, if they do good, 'di ba? There should be a reward because it triggers the practice of habit formation. Ayan. So this is from the framework of Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habits. He wrote this book, and he discovered, no, that habits are formed in this way. No, it starts with a reminder or trigger. Example, the triggers that we have is, or yun, we have an alarm wherein we need to plot yung ating schedule in the Google Calendar. So that's the reminder. And then the routine is doing it, no? Doing it, plotting the schedule, thinking, this would be my schedule for today. And then the reward, ayan. So would be, yun nga, yung sa akin is eating chocolate or dessert of your choice. So that creates a whole formation of habit. And it takes, as per scientific study, it takes about 21 days, no, to have a habit formation. So you start with a reminder, so alarm, maybe an alarm in the cell phone that by 4 p.m. we need to go to the routine, which is, for example, if you're writing a book, you write 2 pages by 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then the reward, you could choose either maybe drinking a delicious juice or eating a healthy dinner, no, as a reward for doing a great job day in, day out. So why is habit very important? Because they have this saying, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. So watch your actions, they become a habit. And watch your habits because they become a character. And watch your character because it becomes your destiny by Lao Tzu. Okay, so just to summarize, we started with the golden circle as part of the managing your time wisely. We need to know the goals and priorities that we have. We could also use a vision boarding as well as the Eisenhower matrix. The do, delegate, as well as the step two, which is we use tools, no, to manage ourselves like Google Calendar or Evernote. And third is reward yourself and reinforcing the power of habits. Ayan. So because we really don't manage time, we cannot manage time, no? It's given resource day in and day out. We only manage ourselves. And I would like also to introduce to you that the most important thing that we really need to manage actually is not ourselves as well, but most importantly, we need to manage the energy, so the flow, the time we're in, we are in a state of flow. And it's defined, no? There are four types of energy that we need to manage. Ayan, and this is from the study by Harvard Business Review, which is dated October 2017, just 3 years ago, that what we need to really focus on is our energy, no, rather than time, which composes of the four energy sources. We call the physical energy, which enhance your sleep by setting an easier bedtime, reducing alcohol use, engage in some form of exercise. Ako, for me, every morning, I see to it that I do some stretching before I eat and take a bath. Eat small meals, no? Light lang. Not yung parang wala nang bukas. No? Kasi that would entail, uh, kung mapapansin nyo, if you eat a lot, no, yung physical energy nyo bumababa, which lead you to inaantok, no? Or sleep. Because body is too much working, the digestion, your digestion system, no, is working overtime. So the ideal really is to eat small meals and light snacks every 3 hours. Pay attention to the signs of, yun nga, yung nagpa-flag yung energy natin. So ako din, one of my exercise habits, no, in order to really boost physical and mental energy is drinking coffee, no. So that also helps. Also take brief regular breaks from work. So from 90 to 120-minute intervals. So yan, emotional energy, we diffuse negative emotions such as irritability through deep breathing. No? So breathing exercise, I think for some of you, especially for my coaching and mentoring class, no, I've shared with you yung simple breathing exercises, just 5 minutes, in order for you to have that emotional release. No, because it fuels positive emotions and gets you through upsetting situations. And of course, the mental energy, reduce yung mga interruption by working on high concentration tasks. So, given that pag okay yung physical energy natin and yung emotions natin, that leads to a more mental energy, more focus, no, on what we need to do by the day. And the one of the most important part also, ayan, yung hindi nakikita, which is called the spiritual energy. And we do that through prayers, no, or by reaching out to a higher being, a supreme being, which imparts us immense energy. So it's really not managing your time, but your energy, no? How to be energized on the things that you do day by day. So given those steps that I've shared with you, step one, goals, set your goals and priorities. Always have that big why before the how and what, the golden circle, and also having that vision boarding and the Eisenhower matrix. So you could choose, no, either one, whichever fits your your lifestyle, no. So there's no one tool. These are just sample tools. It really depends on you, no, on how you will manage these things. Step two are the tools like Google Calendar, Evernote, and step three is reward yourself by understanding how habit formation works. It starts with a reminder, and then from the reminder, it leads to the routine that we need to do, and then reward ourselves for that doing that routine. So it goes a full circle of habit formation. And from there, we really need to focus on managing our energy, the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, rather than just focusing on the time. Because the time is a given resource. Each and every one of us is given that certain time. No, so it's really about managing ourselves and our energy. So with that, any questions, clarifications? So feel free to use our chat box there to put your comments. I hope that you learned something new, something valuable that you could use as a life hack by managing your time wisely, actually managing your energy, no, is the name of the game rather than managing your time. I hope these steps that I imparted to you, step one, two, and three, would work towards habit formation and will lead to managing your energy wisely rather than time. Okay, so feel free if you have any questions, clarifications, or any wild reactions about our share for tonight. So, by the way, I would like to thank you in advance for joining our share for tonight. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for supporting this show called Life Hacks by Coach Rai. Season 1, Episode 1, courtesy of Aslex, PH Academy, as well as sponsored by Maharlika Coffee and Ineniero.org. No? It's an official partner, Maharlika Coffee PH, and IXL, CIE Review Center. You could also try to, if you want to know more about me or about tips, you could reach me at my website, www.lifecoachrycruz.com. If you want to look into my profile and gain some insights also in the website about how how can I help you more. Okay, so I hope that you have a productive night. Oh, si Samel, tinamaan ako ng mobile gaming, sir. Delete unnecessary activities to manage. Oo nga, minsan no? Napapababad sa ML eh. Lalo na pag maganda yung laban, no? Or you're sa ranking, no? So, naghahabol sa ranking. Hi, Muhammad, Gorky, thank you. I hope you learned something new back there in your place in Nigeria, Africa. Hi. So we have friends from other. That's the beauty of having this platform, no, online platform. You could reach people more globally. So I hope Muhammad Gorky, you've learned something valuable for tonight in managing your energy, no, rather than time. No worries, Somel. No? At least now, given this managing your time wisely, no? You could improve more in the future using the tools in reaching your goals and be more productive. Ayan. So hope this life hack helps you to improve on. So there's a question here. How long did it take you to develop a skill in managing energy? So basically, yun nga, it's about 21 days so, no, of doing just a physical energy, sleeping well, 8 hours. What I use is yung, there's an app also dun sa phone ko, sa Samsung Note, is yung health, wherein it monitors yung kung what time ka nagsisleep. No? So it takes around 21 days to solidify or start a habit. So once you start on it, ayan, you continuously do it. By, yun nga, you start with a reminder. So ako, reminder ko is I set an alarm in my cell phone and then I do the routine. Like after, by like 10 p.m. I alarm myself that I need to sleep, no? So that's my time of sleep, and then wake up again in the alarm by around 4:30, to prepare for, to go to work. So how long? 21 days. No, it just takes 21 days in order for you to develop a habit continuously. Applying yung there's a routine, there's the reminder, start with a trigger or reminder, and then followed by the routine that you want to do, like dun dun sa pag-write ng book ng Power of Teams. What I did was there's also a reminder for me. I set an alarm by, yun nga, yung binigay ko example earlier, 4 p.m. I set aside 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. to write, and then that's the routine, and then I reward myself something by doing that, like by having a delicious chicken meal, by in dinner. So that's my reward. For the important thing here is you do it consistently, no? And it's aligned on the goals and priorities that you want to do dun sa golden circle. So that's why we started that. It's very important that you understand your big why, because that will bring legs, no? That will create legs for you to do things, no? That big why, that purpose, as well as it will create the passion for you to achieve something. So like yun, actually yung kay Shai, it's called the 90-day book challenge. So by 3 months, no, you could already publish your book. So ako actually 6 months in preparation. So yan, consistency is the key. Tama. You just need to be consistent. Given the tools that I've shared with you, you just set things and be consistent on it. And watch, no, just watch and apply it within 21 days of doing it. Mapapansin nyo, it practically becomes automatic. No, para lang din driving. Once you learn how to drive, it practically becomes automatic. Same with the habit, no? With the pattern, remind yourself, you do the routine, and then you reward yourself. That loop creates habit formation. So for 21 days, hindi mo mapapansin na automatically ginagawa mo na siya, parang nagiging ano na siya, routine. Yun nga, yung matic na siya. Parang it builds muscle memory. No, na alam mo na yung gagawin mo, just like driving. Automatically, you could drive while listening to music, while speaking to the passenger. Diba? Kasi automatic na siya eh. So by doing these things, hopefully, we'll all be consistent and apply it in our lives, and somehow model it. So are there any other questions, clarifications? Kung wala na po, we'll be closing the show in about 5 to 10 minutes. So bring in the questions that you have, issues or concerns that might help you, that we might help you, no? Give advice on something, which is the purpose of this show, is to make you significantly better in your life by sharing simple life hacks. So once again, we would like to thank our sponsors, Maharlika Coffee, IXL, review center for industrial engineers, powered by ASLEX PH Academy. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share with you some simple life hacks that could change your life and make your life significantly better. Also, yung pag-use, one of the tools that you could use also, just what I have shared with you is yung Prezi. No? It's a good also presentation tool other than PowerPoint. So if you have time, you could visit my website at www.lifecoachraicruz.com. So until then, see you guys on our next episode. And I hope you learned something of value for tonight. This life hack, which is managing your time or managing your energy more wisely rather than time. So, with that, thank you very much once again for listening and have a good night rest, everyone. God bless.